So the story is, back in October of 2020, I got a new computer, and I went and got myself a RTX 3080 video card because all the reviews I saw said that it was okay. The 3090 cost twice as much and didn't show more than 10 FPS on the same games and the same stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to spend $700 for another 10 frames per second. No. Even though the 3090 has 24 gigabytes of versus 10 video RAM, but I just decided, you know what? I mean, in real time, the stats look so much better for the 3090, but after watching videos of people playing games at, the same exact game, same exact scene, and not getting more than 10 frames a second better, and it didn't look any different. So I was like, I'll get the 3080. Thank you very much. And this was back in the time when people couldn't even get a hold of the damn thing because they were so hard to get a hold of. And I was like, yeah, this place got them. Cyber Power PC. Same place I got my last computer. Went and got the Intel i9, what is it, the 10850, because it's basically a 10900 that you can't overclock as much. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be overclocking it at all because the new boost thing, it automatically ups the clock speed as necessary. So why would I spend the extra $300 to go for the 1090, 10900, sorry, when I could just get the 10850 and it looked just as good to me. So that's what I got. And 32 gigs of I was just so happy. I ordered the 3000 hertz memory, and they gave me 32 hertz, 3200 hertz. I don't know why. I was supposed to get the basic, what they called the Founders Edition RTX 3080, but they sent me the MSI 3080, which was like $150 more, but that's because they ran out of the Founders Edition, and so they had to send me the next highest available card, and it's just slightly better than the one. So I ended up getting a lot better deal than I thought I had. It was a pretty good deal. So I went through and I'm playing all my old, I had to reinstall all my games and everything, and I got this one back when I got this game back when Satisfactory first came out, and they couldn't get Satisfactory on Steam. So I said, you know what? Let me take a look at this, because it was like cheap, but it was a creative only at the time, and it's like a poor man's Satisfactory, and it wasn't really interesting at all. But I was going through and I was redoing all of my controller settings for all the games, and so I went into this to redo the controller settings, and I was like, wow, it's gotten a lot better. And so I've been playing it a lot. I started playing Animalica because the new thing about being able to clear the enemies, I did that. But okay, so we're going to start a new world. The basic biome, you have a choice of flat world generator, but you can't do anything in that. It's just a flat world. You can't even place blocks. I don't know why it's there. Game mode is default or creative. You can type in your game seed, and that changes your map. These colors represent different biomes. I'm not exactly, I think, obviously this is desert, grassland, forest, savanna, I guess. Red is basalt flats. There's like lava, but it doesn't. Okay, more about that later, but this is just generally a map we're going to randomly seed, and we're going to take a look at once we get in here. Now, this is an early access game with a lot of bugs, and you're going to have to expect that. Like one of them, you have to click on this twice. Look at that, frames. 300 frames. Yeah, 170, 200. It's insane. Alright, so this is the map. It's a nice looking game. It uses the Unreal I think this is Unreal 4, which has RTX support, but I don't know this game necessarily has RTX support, but it's got a lot of nice reflections and stuff. You see how the trees are reflected in the water? But it's not, I mean, it's not really a beautiful game, but it's very well, has the potential. I mean, these trees don't actually look like rectangles as much. You can see, like, obviously there's a sharp edge, but, and the grass isn't as annoying as it is in some games. So, let's see. This is our multi-tool. Don't ask why it has a ring on it. You can't zoom or anything. But let's take a look at the map. Now, this is very important. Tell you what's going on here. This is aluminum. This is uranium. This is iron, oil, copper, coal, mineral water. That's the stuff. Alright, so we want, over here, look at this. We've got everything scattered everywhere, but, okay, we've got copper, iron, coal, oil, radium, and aluminum. Everything, all the good stuff in this little area. We just don't have the mineral water nearby. So we're going to have to pipe that in. But that's not a big deal. And we're kind of close to the water, which is nice because I like, let's see, we're going to head over here to this copper. Now this map is weird. You can zoom out, and you can only zoom in this far. Now you use the left mouse button to move around. You click and drag. Now this is weird. When you right click, you can put an X. You can't get rid of that X. It doesn't show up on your mini map. You don't even have a mini map. There's no indication of where that X is. It doesn't help you in the slightest bit. There's no point to having that X. Okay, so, but you can move while you're on the map. Let's see, can we? Yeah, you can even change direction while the map is up. You just have this big map blocking your view. So we've got surface mineral deposits, and it tells you this is copper, this is long grass, copper, coal. Yep. Well, I am going to take a moment, and you click and hold, and these little blobs have to. So the coal I got, but these are organics. We can use those for something later. So coal. Come here. Thank you. Obviously, it'll say it's one thing, but sometimes you get more than that. As you can see in the on the left side. Now, here's the deal. We go to the research. You have to go to your inventory screen. Click on researches, initial scan. These are the ones that you get for free. And then this one, you gotta pay for. You gotta pay for that one. So we're not gonna get that one yet. So we're gonna collect some more coal. The organics we're gonna use later. Maybe. But I'm going to collect a bunch of coal. And if you just hold the button down, it'll keep doing it. Whoops, dirt. Don't want. Well, we will be needing dirt. Alright, let's grab some copper while we're at it. Is that something? No, just... grab a bunch more copper. How much coal do we have? We got 2.5 stacks of coal. Good. Let's grab a bunch of copper. Now the organics we can convert to coal later, which is why I was collecting them. Now the thing is, you see those little dots, they show up on the map. See, there's a bunch of those little white dots. They last for a few seconds, and then they disappear. So you got to get them before they're gone. And sometimes this happens. So this is a good spot here. We got lots of coal here. Yeah, so on the map where it shows these deposits, that doesn't mean you can go there and dig like I'm doing right now, because you probably won't find anything there. These are just random surface deposits that you can mine. I want to get, oops, I get a lot more copper. Now I am going to need some stone, so let's see if we can't. There we go. We need some stone, because over here in the build menu, I got to build a furnace and a smelter. I got to build a couple of those actually. The controls are a little bit weird as far as the menu is concerned. I mean, it's WASD for the moving, and obviously you use the mouse to look and left click to fire, place blocks, whatever it is you want to do. But the menu is a little hard to get used to. How many have we got? 48? Okay. As you can see, you can also move while the menu's open, and then you can click and drag the mouse button to move around while you've got the menus open, which is kind of neat. But the thing is, if I wanted to select something, see how I've got in my hand, I've got the multi-tool, in my hand, and if I wanted to select something, for instance, this uranium ore, I click on it, and I don't have the uranium ore in my hand. It just removes the multi-tool. So I have to click again. So what I have is I have a button set to empty hand. You can I forget what the exact button is. You have to look in the settings to see what that is. But I really I want to get some more copper. It's starting to get dark, but that's okay. Just need a bunch more copper. Now, when I first got this game, I tried it out, and I thought, this is going to be kind of fun, because I liked, like Space Engineers, being able to set up a configuration to, build stuff. But I really didn't get into Satisfactory's. You got efficiency, and I'm just not into. I don't know that much about all this stuff. I don't understand these things, so I'm really not that good at this. Okay, so it's getting dark, and I don't like that. So I come down here and I go morning. All right, so let's see. Where do we want to go? We want to go this way. We want to come over here to our copper deposit. Now, the thing is, there's no health, there's no stamina, there's no air. You can't die in the game. There's no fall damage. And you can stay underwater as long as you want. But you're not going to want to, because it's a pain in the ass to move underwater. You just keep it's almost like being in space. You keep moving in any direction until you counter that movement. It's so weird that they do that, but I hate being underwater. But you can stay under as long as you want. And of course, there's no number of charges for the multi-tool. It just keeps doing a rock. And I got 20 stone from that. Yay. Now if you zap the plants, you get organic. Alright, so right about here, There's more copper over there. That blue is aluminum. Some aluminum over there. Of course, we know that there's a coal nearby and all that stuff. So this is a pretty good location. The water is right there. So I want to start building right here. But so what do I want to build? Let's see. Well, I have a choice of furnace, a forge, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop that here and get that off of there. You can rotate the things. It's kind of difficult to rotate them. Whoops, that's backwards. Alright, so we're going to put some copper in here, and we're going to put some coal in here. This can only hold 3 ingots at a time. And that's going to make this a pain in the ass. But that's okay. We'll figure out what to do with that. Now, I don't understand energy consumption, speed, usage. I don't know. Ugh. Now, this is putting out 9K flame, and this thing only uses 2K. But that's all, you know. You're supposed to burn wood, I think, at first. So this isn't very efficient, and I suck at efficiency. This sorts everything alphabetically. I have so much organic. I'm not going to be able to use that for right now. But what I need to do, I need to make another furnace. And I'm going to pop it down here. And as soon as I can, I'm going to make this and then this. I need sand. Let's see. Can I? I can make sand. I'm going to make 1 sand. I can just do that by hand. Now, you know this is the copper parts and copper plates, but when you look over here, this has 3 copper parts and 2 pipes. And here's for the pipes take a plate each. So if I wanted to, I could prepare for this. I could make 3 copper parts. And this is going to require 2 pipes. So, 2 pipes. Did I make? I made 1 pipe. Make another pipe. So I should be able to make this. Yeah, there you go. Sometimes you have to update, close it and redo it. Alright, real quick, I'm going to pop this out. And I'm going to put this sand in. It's going to wait till it's done. Now it's going to work the sand. And now I'm going to put the copper back in. How we doing? Good. That's the glass that I need for that. So I'm going to do 2 plates and 5 parts. So we can make the 2 plates. It doesn't tell you how many you already have, but it will use what you already have. So I need 5 parts, and the parts are a plate each, and the plates are ingots. So I need 5 ingots to complete this. I'm keeping this dirt because there's something to use it for. There are some things in the game that have completely no use. Peat. You'd think peat has a good use, but it doesn't, no. So that's 2, and I could, generally at this time, if I hadn't found the coal, I'd be going around hunting trees. So you'll see that doesn't render properly. If we go over here, whoa. What's this? Iron. Good. We won't need that. Look at these intricate caves here and stuff. Really pretty, actually. You don't get trapped down there because your multi-tool is unlimited. But see, that's everything. It's got a very short render distance. So we've got uranium over here. Uranium, copper. And this is where that coal was, wasn't it? Yeah. So this is a great location here. I'd probably start there if it wasn't for the fact that I wanted to start on the... Where am I? Oh. Oh, yeah, I'm right here. Alright, so I got this. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up there. And, alright, excess heat, which means, we're producing more heat. It's inefficient. I know, it sucks. Okay, we can make this. Yay! This requires, it says it consumes electricity, which means we need this. So, 1 plate, 4 parts, and 6 wire. We can't even make that wire yet by hand. This is just the overall menu. And what you can do here is I can look and say wire, boom, and it tells me what I need to research in order to make that wire, which is handy. So if you click on anything on this thing, it'll tell you what you need to research in order to get it. Unless you already can make it, in which case it'll let you make it. But that's kind of handy, so it lets you know. The thing is about this game is it doesn't tell you anything. You got to figure it out on your own. And the thing is that you can middle click on something, and it tells you what it does. It uses kinetic energy to make electrical energy. It can be made in if you put it in a deconstructor, it'll make it back into its original parts, which is handy. And you can build it with a constructor or by hand. 6 parts, 1 plate, 6 wire, 1 plate, 3 parts. And you see it's 613, so you get everything back when you deconstruct it. But you don't get the deconstructor, and see that's iron, stainless, titanium, hard metal, and whatever the new metal that they don't even have support for yet. But so they're color coded. And so I need to get this bad boy. I can make this because, well, even though I can't make the copper wire yet, I can still make this, which is kind of weird. We're doing good? Yeah, we're doing good. Okay. Now we can make this. So this turns heat into kinetic energy. This turns kinetic energy into electricity. And this requires electricity to work. So down here it has the little Q, tells you what's going on. So this connects to that. Yellow connects to yellow. Blue connects to blue, because yellow is kinetic, blue is electric. So we fire this bad boy up. We're going to put full coal in there. And we're going to tell it to make orange computations. And so now when we look down here, we got to go back to this. It's got to make 4 of these, and it's done. So we want fine wires. Actually, additional storage. So we already completed that. Let's go ahead and make the sign, because that's cheap. Okay, that was done. It stores these so that they apply toward the next thing you're looking for. What else do we want? Basic machines. See, this is what you automatically unlock. These are the things that the technologies you can get once you unlock that. So we start with that, and we just let that run. And you can see a little indicator bar. It's chunking through those pretty quick. You're still up. We filled up, and it won't continue until you dump it. I can make a chest now. So I'm going to make 3 chests. Let's make 4. Just because we can. I'm going to take one of these, set it down over here. And we're just going to, I think it's shift, left click, sends everything that you have in your, of that type. Control, right, I can't remember. Okay, let me try this. It's control left click sends everything, and shift just sends the whole stack. Okay, so it's shift left click to send the stack. Control right click, right click, sends everything of that type. Good. So we'll use that for our I don't need it right now box. And oops, we're out of coal. And you click on it, and then you right click to drop one at a time. So it'll have 3 and then one more. I don't know. That's just the way it is. So and then okay, while this is working, and so I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this. What I'm going to do, I need to get automation right here. This needs to be the next thing I'm working on. And you can see it's supposed to be 128, but it dropped to 118 because it had 10 saved up. So that's kind of cool, but it can only save however many it allows to stack here. Insufficient electricity. And this is saying insufficient in kinetic energy. And this is chugging along. Using 2.2K of heat to create 1K of kinetic. This is 1K of kinetic, making 1.8K. It says it needs 11 kilowatts. And this is only producing 1. I don't even know what all of that means. This says it needs 5 kilowatts. So it keeps saying inefficient electric. All of that just means nothing to me. Bing, bing. Okay. So here's some new devices we have. A hammer and the macerator. Now what I could do is I could build another furnace, but we don't have the heat transfer technology yet. Right now I am working on automation, which gives us robot arms and conveyor belts. I'm going to need the robot arms. So I'm going to put one of these boxes. He's going to go here. And one of these boxes is going to go here. And then I'm going to need... Let's see, how am I going to do this? Let's put one of these boxes here. I'm going to make another box. I'm going to make a brick and another box. So the brick I'm going to put here. And the other box, I'm going to put, oops, there. And this is setting me up for what I'm going to be doing later. Okay, so I'm going to put the coal in here. And I'm going to put the copper in here. And I'm going to have an arm transferring the copper from there to the forge. As soon as this, oh, it's done, good. So we can make 3, we can make 1, 2 for right now, and you can see here's the queue. You can click on this and cancel it at any time. Alright, so important is, this is the direction, and you can rotate it this way, or you right click, and you can rotate it that way. Now what this is going to do is it's going to take that copper ingot out of there and put it in this chest. So the next research we want to do is automatic farm, and then we're going to go with drying. And we'll show you that later. Okay, another arm is going to be taking the copper, feeding it into the furnace. So if I took all of these out, you can see it takes its own sweet time about it, but it takes the copper out of here when it needs it and puts it in here. As soon as this is done, boom, takes the ingot out, puts the new ore in. We have automated the smelting process. Now, this one has the coal in it. So we're going to make another arm. to put it down here. And it's going to be feeding the coal into here. So I'm going to take the excess coal out of here and put it over here. And so whenever this needs coal, it's going to put a piece in. That way I don't have to be standing here, taking it out of there. And so this one, you can see how this one has. So I'm going to make another arm. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to grab one of these coals. And I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to take this arm. And we're going to take the excess coal out of here and put that in here. So this is going to keep running because I have to have this keep running, because that's doing my research for me. And so you want to have that constantly doing something. Let's go with drying. I need to have that. And I'm going to show you what that is, why I did that, the grow plots and the drying. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Next I'm going to need the pump. I wish I could queue up what to do next, but it won't let you do that. I don't think. I'll have to play around with that. There's no explanation. Nothing, there's no story, there's nothing telling you what to do. The only thing you can do is when you look at something, you middle click on it, and it tells you this can be used to make. So when you put it through the coke oven, it can be used to make coal. Woohoo! And when you add it with water in a mixture, it makes biomass. Why would you want to make biomass? Middle click on it. Biomass, put through a fermenter, makes methane. Holy crap. And this is the fluid dump. This is, if you have excess biomass, you can put it in the fluid dump and get rid of it. Now, since this is a liquid, it shows you need a pump in order to move it. Otherwise, you need a robotic arm. Only certain things, like you could run a conveyor belt into the chest directly, but in order to get something out of the chest, you need to have a robotic arm. You have to have a robotic arm to get anything into or out of the furnace or the forge, smelter, whatever. So yeah, the conveyor belt can put things into the chest, but you need an arm to get it back out. This has different other recipes, and it burns, it like totally eats computer chips. You have to mass produce computer chips, and you can build as many of these as you want. So if I made more of these, then each of them would be able to produce this basic computation. So, you know, I've got 10, just want to show you, and 20, and I think it can hold 30. So when I come up here and I say pump, 128, it's only 108 because it had 20 of them already in it. What do we got? Alright. So I can make conveyor belts, I can make more chests, I can make... Let's see. Oh, I need an auto miner too. But I can make an automatic farm and 2 coke ovens, and when I get the pump, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump down in this hole here, and I'm going to get me a lot more stone, because I can turn the stone, and it's the shift, left click, makes a full stack or all you can of it. So I want to make a bunch of blocks to be able to make a foundation to build. You don't have to, like I showed, you can just drop stuff on the ground, but I like building platforms. Alright, how do we get out of here? Well, we can just come up here. Guy's got good jump skills. What are you? Just a big patch of grass. Okay. Let's make another 20. Unfortunately, there's no way to automate making these blocks, but let's see. I'm going to run this. Now, this is a trick. You can run a string, but you can't just look. You actually have to run this along the ground. Even if you're not running the thing, you have to. Oh, it's over there. That's one of the weird quirks of the game. Is now you could click here. Look, you can get all the way out into the edge without falling. You can click here and then drag along and it'll do that. But you can't just free look and run things out. Okay, that was the pump. What's next? Auto miner? Auto miner. Yep. Okay, so this is the beginning. This is the setup, how to get things started. Probably going to make another video showing some more about this. I am going to get back to Empyrean, but I've just been, like I said, playing a lot of old games that I haven't played before since the new computer. I haven't played in a while, at least, because of the new computer. And, man, Quake 2 RTX is awesome. I love that game. I've always loved Quake 2, and I'm so glad they made an RTX version. I can't wait for other RTX games. I knew that once Unity 4 said that it was going to support RTX, I said I need to get me an RTX card to be able to handle that stuff. There aren't that many games that support it right now, but with Unity supporting it, a lot of games I'm sure are going to grab a hold of it and run with it. I'm hoping the Fun Pimps would be nice with the 7 Days to Die, and Elion with and of course Hello Games I'm sure is going to do No Man's Sky. And, so a lot of different games are going to be supporting that in the future. So I wanted to make sure I got a really good card really quick. So that's what I got. And the frame rates are absolutely insane with this thing. And, it's actually not a bad game. Like I said, its render distance is trash. But the reflections are really nice. The texturing is kind of nice. It could be a really pretty game once you fix it up. So I'm going to build what I need to do, what I don't need to do, but I'm going to come straight down, come over, and I need to put pumps in the water to pump water back up to my base, and I'm going to do all of that in the next episode if I decide to do an episode. But this is the game. It's weird. You're just alone on this planet all by yourself. There are no animals. Occasionally there are birds and butterflies and stuff. But there's no health, there's no stamina, there's no breathing, there's no eating. You don't have a body. You make a noise when you jump. There's no fall damage. You can fall from great heights and not hurt yourself. It just sucks because you have to try to get back up there again. You can nerd pole, which is handy, but there's also a jetpack thing you can get. Let's see. We don't need you. We'll need you later. And yeah, so it's an automated. It's an automation style game, very much like Satisfactory, but not as polished. But it's got a lot more. Look at all this stuff. Okay, this is all the things you need to make from copper, and then once you've mastered copper, you move on to steel. And once you've mastered steel, you master stainless steel, which isn't just take steel. No. You have to start from scratch and make stainless steel. Titanium, and then you get the hard metal, and then there's neutronium, which they haven't implemented yet. But, there's different blocks you can make. All of them are square. I think there's steps. That's up here. Yeah, but you can make beds and doors and build, So it's a great. Here's steps. Yeah, three kinds of steps. A lot of these things they don't need butterfly. Really, seriously. I mean, But this is pretty much everything in the game. A lot of it doesn't have, not a lot, but a couple of them don't have. Fog isn't even a solid, but anyway, this just goes through all of the different block types. They don't have the chemical bath, they don't have the combustion engine, or the freezer, or the overflow valve, which sounds like it might be a nice thing to have. We don't get that. Oh, okay, we get that. We get that up here in steel. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look into that and find out what that does. But we'll worry about that later. But a lot of things are repeated. Some things, like for instance, you can only make a flywheel out of steel, not anything else. That's it. You can only make copper. You can only make you can make pipes. You can only make wiring and heat transfer out of copper. Nothing else. You can make lights out of everything. Most everything else you can make. You can make robotic arms out of every level. But you cannot make heat pipe, you cannot make cable out of anything other than copper. You can't make a flywheel or a gas pump dump out of anything but steel. So, there's a couple of things. I don't know if there's anything that's exclusive to stainless, but we'll get to that later, maybe. And I don't know what this is, a press. I've tried it. It doesn't really seem to do anything. There's no recipes for it. You can construct it or deconstruct it, but that's it. You can't do anything else with it. Yay! Whoops. So I need to make more rocks, more stones, so I can complete this path. And then I got to make enough copper to be able to run pipe all the way down here. And then I got to extend this out a little bit further and then drop down into the water and put pumps down there and then bring the water back up to here where I'm going to use it. And I'll show you that part in the next episode. If I do a next episode, it depends on how many likes and comments I get off of this episode. So, what do we got? Let's go find wire. I figure since I'm making fine wire, I might as well make fine wire. Haha. Basic circuits. The things with an exclamation point means they're things that they think that you should really look into. So, okay. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you next time.